it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's reading is going to be messages and predictions for the month of March 2021. We'll start with a general overview of your month, and then we'll look into the specific areas of love and relationships, career and studies, and spirituality and personal growth. So there are 3 readings for you guys to choose from today. I'm going to show you each of the crystals one by one, and then please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. So pile number 1 is Lepidolite. Pile number 2 is Ruby Zoisite. And pile number 3 is Angelite. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones, so this reading is for those of you who were drawn to the Lepidolite. Let's see what your March 2021 has in store for you. So I'm going to start with this oracle card here, and this is going to give us the general energy for your month, or what the main theme is. And the message is, you're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. So this month, you guys are being encouraged to open up about what you're experiencing. Open up more about the things that you're going through. You guys may be staying quiet about what you're going through because you don't want to be a burden to anybody, or even you may be holding back because you don't want to seem crazy. Like if you are going through some strange spiritual developments, you may not want to share it with people because you feel like they're not going to understand. But what your guides are telling you is that if you speak up about what's going on, you will be met with support as well as validation. So for example, if you guys are struggling emotionally and you tell somebody about it, this person may have gone through a similar experience, and they can give you some advice about how to get through it, or they can just be there to listen and offer you support. Or some of you guys are going through some kind of weird spiritual developments right now. Maybe you've just opened up a psychic ability. Maybe you are picking up on another entity energetically, such as a spirit, such as the higher self of a soulmate, and you've kind of had some weird synchronicities going on, but you don't want to tell anybody because it's a little bit out there. But if you tell a trusted friend, or if you tell somebody in a spiritual community, you might find that they have gone through the exact same thing, and they can give you advice about what you should do about these experiences, what the next step is, or how you can better make sense of the messages that you're receiving. Basically, the universe is telling you you're not meant to go through this on your own. Sharing what you're going through is going to bring you validation, so you don't feel crazy, as well as some very important insights and advice. So you're being encouraged to open yourself up to this support, open yourself up to this advice. Some of you guys as well are going to be starting a collaboration for your work or for your projects, in which this person is going to help you with their skills and you are going to help them with yours. Some of you are also going to be getting advice from somebody who has work experience similar to what you are aspiring to. So they've kind of been through what it is that you're trying to do right now, and they can kind of tell you how to navigate this field. Maybe they can give you advice on where you should be looking for work, or how you should be promoting yourself, or this kind of thing. So it is a general reading. You guys may resonate with one or many of these interpretations, but the general message is that the universe wants you to open up so that you can receive the support that you deserve. And then one last thing I want to say, just looking at this imagery, and it kind of relates to the spiritual developments that I was talking about earlier. Some of you guys for a while have been speaking to your spirit guides, or your higher self, or the higher self of somebody else, and they are speaking back to you. And sometimes you might feel like when they are speaking back to you, it's all in your head, like you're just making it up. But this message of you're not alone is telling you that yes, that person or that entity is on the other side. So you can trust in these messages that you're receiving. You are not making them up. Just because you're receiving them in your head, it does not mean that you are making them up. So trust that you are in communication with who you think you are. That is a confirmation message for some of you, okay? So let's get into your tea leaf oracle cards now. These are going to show us some potential main events of the month or something that you should look out for in the month. Throne, position of authority. Fan, romance, celebration, party. And haystack, karma, you will reap what you have sown. Okay, so starting with the throne, position of authority, this could be about you guys entering into a higher position or creating a higher position for yourself that gives you more authority, as this card says, more autonomy in your life. So you're sort of leveling up professionally, or you could be entering into a romantic relationship or starting to get involved with somebody who is in a position of power and authority. And in fact, it could even be both. Like you are leveling up to this position and then you meet somebody there. There's a message here of karma. I do believe that it is good karma considering the other two cards that have shown up here. The way I see this, you will reap what you have sown. It's like you are reaping the fruits of your labor. So those of you who have really been putting in the work to advance, to gain this position, March could be the month that this is really paying off for you. And your romance, your love life is also a result of good karma. So you guys are really, you're ready to start enjoying life and really reaping your rewards. One other thing, I feel like maybe this will just resonate for some of you. If there have been any people in a position of authority or any past romantic partners who mistreated you at some point, especially if they were being overly controlling of you, I think that they feel a lot of regret about how they've treated you, and they may be coming forward to apologize to you this month, okay? So that's an alternate interpretation of this karma message. Again, I think that's just for some of you, but feel free to claim that alternate message as well. Okay, so now we're going to get into the more specific areas. So we're going to look at love and relationships, career and studies, and then spirituality and personal growth. And I have one tarot card and one oracle card for each. So starting with your love life, there's the Three of Wands, and these have images on both sides. That's why it's already flipped over. And action. Ooh, Three of Wands and action. So the first thing I want to point out is this ball of fire that the person is holding. As you can see, it looks very much like the yin yang symbol, and it has the blue flame and the orange flame. So this is very reminiscent of twin flames or divine counterparts, whichever you guys resonate with. So that might be a very big theme for you in the month of March. I'm thinking back to this "you're not alone" message. So some of you guys will be receiving confirmation that the person you have been picking up on in your dreams, in your telepathic communication, is your twin flame or is your divine counterpart. And just looking at both of these images, on one side we cannot see his face, on the other side we can see his face. So some of you guys this month are identifying who your divine counterpart is. So for those of you who have felt this person for quite some time but you haven't found them yet in the physical world, March could be the month where you guys finally are able to put a face to this person that you've been picking up on, and you will immediately recognize, because there will be some sort of confirmation from a message you have already received from their higher self. So for example, maybe you have received a message about this person's life or this past experience that this person has had. You have already gotten this message from their higher self. And when you meet them in person or when you see a post of them, they are talking about this exact thing that their higher self already told you. And then of course, there will be this recognition when you look at them as well. So this could really be the month for those of you who have been trying to piece this together, like who your divine counterpart really is. This is the month where you're finally getting all this confirmation. Everything is finally falling into place for you. Another message with this Three of Wands is you guys are really leveling up this month, and that is going to be reflected in your relationships, in the people around you. So not just in terms of romantic relationships, but your friendships as well as your professional and creative partnerships. You are leveling up, you are glowing up, and so are the people around you. So this could be a matter of you and your friends, you and your significant other are all moving up together. And in some cases, it can also be that you are outgrowing some current relationships, but you are attracting new relationships that are a better reflection of who you are now and who you really want to be in the world. And it's very natural when we are moving up to outgrow certain relationships, certain situations. That's entirely natural. So I do think that that will be happening for many of you. But hopefully some of your existing relationships, you will all be moving up together. You will all be experiencing this new level of success together. If you're already in a committed relationship, this Three of Wands can be indicating the two of you reaching your next level of commitment, whatever that might be for you guys. If you are in the phase of seeing each other, this can represent a committed relationship. If you're already in a committed relationship, maybe you are starting to talk about moving in together. Maybe you're starting to talk about getting engaged. Whatever resonates for your current status, this can represent your next level. You're starting to kind of plan for your long-term future and really see each other in your long-term future. Because we have the Action Oracle card as well, I really think that there's going to be a lot of forward movement in your love life this month. For those of you who are single, I do see somebody coming towards you. Somebody is coming towards you and they're very eager to connect with you. They're very excited to connect with you. And I'm just looking at the difference between, you know, this horse that is rushing forward and this horse that is kind of staying behind. Your guides are saying this can be kind of a determining factor for you, if that's the right word. The people who are meant to be in your life, especially the people who are meant to be in this next chapter, with you moving up, with you experiencing more success, more power, more authority, they're going to actively make an effort to be there in your life. So people who have been not putting in the effort into your connection, people who have been ignoring you, people who have been mistreating you or taking you for granted in any way, I think it is time for those people to fall away. I feel like those people do not have a place in this next level of your life, okay? And for some of you, this is going to be a situation where you thought that somebody was really meant to be for you, meant to be with you, but they've started to kind of fall back. Like they are not playing their role. They are not putting their share of the effort in the relationship, and they will kind of naturally fall away. And some of you guys are going to be seeing the true face of who your divine counterpart really is. And like I said, this is going to be somebody who is actively, you know, rushing to be in your life, running over to support you and to celebrate you and to play their role in your connection. So let their actions really speak for themselves, okay? This is going to be a month where you have to take people's actions at face value, or their lack thereof at face value, okay? Because the message is like, you guys are making a lot of progress. You guys are being propelled to your success, and it's like you don't have time to wait around for these people who are falling behind or these people who aren't willing to catch up with you. Okay, so let's look at your career message now. There's Seven of Pentacles and there's Goddess of the Moon. Ooh, okay, so when it comes to your career, when it comes to your projects, I've already seen that there is some sort of leveling up and there is some sort of progress. But in order to unlock these blessings, I think a lot of you have to walk away from something that isn't working. This plant that the man is sitting in front of, you can see that he has planted this and likely he has cared for it over a long time, but unfortunately it didn't grow in the way that he wanted it to. So I feel like this is a project or an idea or a potential job that you guys have been investing your efforts and your energy into for quite some time, but it hasn't really been playing out. But I see you as this person here who is just kind of sitting there and looking sad at the result. And I think the guidance for you here is that in this month of March, it is time for you guys to get up and try a new idea. Invest your energy in a new project. Invest your energy in a new job. You guys are the goddess of the moon, and I'm seeing this as you. You are like this infinite being, and you are harnessing energy. You are harnessing ideas, inspiration, and opportunities from the heavens. And this waterfall is like this infinite stream of potential. So some of you guys are sitting here and continuing to pour water into this idea or this project that is not working because maybe you don't realize that you have access to this infinite stream of inspiration and ideas from higher realms. So this card is asking you to tap into the energy of your inner goddess and let this new idea come to you intuitively. If I can give an example, and this is something I actually experienced myself, so maybe some of you guys have heard this story before, but I actually had another YouTube channel before this one, and it was kind of like this card. It wasn't really going anywhere, and I was just kind of sitting there working away at it over the years, kind of half-heartedly, kind of slowly, and nothing was really happening with it. I was reluctant to start a new channel because I didn't want to, throw away this effort, or I didn't want to throw away what I had accumulated over time. But it was kind of because I underestimated myself and my ability to create something bigger and better. But I followed my intuition, I just went for it, and I created something new. And then it grew to such greater heights than what I could have seen with this plant. So the message here is to stop looking at this plant or to stop grieving over this plant. Reconnect with your higher self, reconnect with your infinite potential, and let a new idea come to you intuitively. And this is what is going to propel you, okay? You're starting a new path, and you're going to not only get to where you were before, but you're going to greatly exceed it in a very fast window of time, okay? And you're going to have people around you who are supporting you, who are giving you advice. You're going to make your way to the top in no time. You're just going to need to let something go. Let go of some project or some idea that you had been working on before. And it may feel scary because it's like you're throwing away all of this time, you're throwing away all of this effort, but don't think of it that way, okay? Think of it as a lesson and an opportunity to tap in here and find new potential, because you guys really have unlimited potential at your fingertips. You are very, very tapped in intuitively, okay? So I think you guys are going to find your new inspiration this month in March, and you're going to make incredible progress. You guys are going to be quite amazed at the amount of progress you make this month. So finally, let's look at your cards for spirituality and personal growth. There's Six of Pentacles and the World. Okay, so right away there's a very specific message with these two images together. Some of you guys watching, you are living in a small town and you're starting to feel like you need to get out of there, okay? Look at this opposites. Look at this duality between this massive person in a tiny little city and then this tiny person staring at the massive world ahead of them. You guys need to get out of your box. You guys need to get out of your current environment. I think that this part of the reading, and it makes sense with the rest of it when I think about it, you guys have come to outgrow your current environment. The place that you are living or the people that you're surrounding yourself with, the community that you're in, you're like this huge fish in a tiny pond. I feel like there's really not much that this situation, this environment can offer you anymore. So some of you guys need to actually relocate to a bigger, more exciting city, or if you cannot do that right now, at least in the month of March, maybe you need to start planning. If there is any place in the world or any city that has really called to you, it's for a reason. It's because your soul belongs there. It's because there are amazing experiences, blessings, and soul connections in that part of the world that your soul is being drawn to. So don't ignore that call. And again, if you guys can't travel now, maybe start looking into this place, maybe start looking at what kind of visas are available if you need that. Start learning the language if it applies. Start hearing about the experiences of other people who have made the move. I feel like this is a relocation thing for a lot of you. For others, you are going to start making connections with people from more diverse backgrounds and more diverse places. So maybe a lot of your friends, all come from the same city, come from the same small town, and they're all kind of doing the same things with your lives. But it's like you are destined for something a lot bigger or just something out of that box. And so in the month of March, you're going to be connecting with people who are out of that box, who are doing something very big with their lives. Maybe somebody who has a similar experience, of leaving their hometown behind and traveling to a new place to pursue their dreams. The universe is going to start showing you the possibilities and connecting you with people who can support you in this expansion, okay? You guys are destined for something much greater than what you're currently doing, or you're destined for a place that is much bigger than where you're currently residing. So given the current circumstances, I think that probably most of you will just be, planning this month, seeing what the possibilities are, and connecting with all different kinds of diverse and inspiring people. But this looks like a really, really exciting month for you guys. It is full of growth. It is full of you guys connecting with the right people, figuring out who you're meant to work with, who you're meant to be in a relationship with. And there is a lot of validation this month as well, that you are connected to something greater, that you are connected to higher realms. That is definitely going to be validated for you this month. Okay, so I'm going to end your reading there. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye! Hi number 2s, so this reading is for those of you who are drawn to the Ruby Zoisite. So let's see what your March 2021 has in store for you. I'm going to start with this oracle card here, and this is going to give us a main theme or your general energy for the month of March. And your message is Starkeeper, Cosmic Ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. So if you guys do resonate with star seeds, then this is definitely your pile. If not, no worries at all. We also have a message here about ancestors. So you guys who chose this pile in the month of March, and in fact, for the past few months, you guys are in very frequent communication with either your ancestors, so the people who came before you on this earth, or members of your star family. So beings from another star system whom you were once incarnated with. And now that I think about it, it could actually be both, because your star family could have been your Earth ancestor at some point. So please take that how it resonates, if it's one or the other, or possibly both. And for those of you who have been receiving communications, who have been receiving some spiritual downloads, but you weren't really sure who you were speaking to or where those messages were coming from, then this could be your answer. I think you guys are in touch with your ancestors or with your star family. And I really like this message of seed the light by staying grounded. I think grounding is going to be a big theme for you guys in the month of March. Those of you who were drawn to this pile, all of you, you have very developed higher chakras. So your third eye and your crown chakra are open. They are functioning very, very effectively. But I think the focus for you guys this month is on the lower chakras. So working on your root chakra, your sacral chakra, and your solar plexus chakra. It's really, really important not to neglect these, which can kind of start to happen when we get more into spiritual concepts, when we start to delve into those higher realms. Sometimes we can kind of forget to come back to Earth, sorry, Mercury retrograde, and take care of our mundane life, so to speak, here on Earth. But you guys will find that actually it's very important to stay grounded, even for your spiritual pursuits, even for your spiritual insights, because what your ancestors or your star family are saying to you is that you have been receiving some very useful insights. You have been receiving some very useful messages from them. And your task in the month of March is to figure out how to apply these messages to your day-to-day life in a practical way. So these truths you have been learning from them, how is this going to affect your day-to-day life? How are you actually going to use it and see proof of this truth in your everyday life? Some of you guys have also been channeling some amazing ideas. Maybe you're starting to figure out what your soul mission is. You're starting to figure out about a project that you're supposed to create, something you're supposed to work on and bring into the world. But if your lower chakra is lacking, if you don't have a routine and structure in place in your life, if you don't feel secure in the physical world, it's going to be very hard to ground these ideas into earth. This may be where some of you guys are kind of stuck right now. Like, you have all these ideas of what you want to do, what you're meant to do, and you're very, very excited about it. But then when it comes to, getting down to the nitty-gritty, like sticking to your schedule and consistently day in and day out practicing, accumulating efforts on this project, maybe that's kind of where you guys are having a hard time. And you're not really seeing this taking shape in the physical world. So this month is about working on that root chakra. This is about getting a schedule into place that you can easily follow. And it's about disciplining yourself a little bit to be more consistent and really put in the work, because this project or the result of this idea, it's not just going to pop out of thin air. Part of your lesson and part of your joy actually is using your own efforts and using your own actions to bring it to life. That experience is going to be very beautiful and very fulfilling for you. So this is what your ancestors, your star family, want you to work on this month. Get to work, put your head down, and stick to your structure, okay? Get a healthy structure in place so that you can start grounding all of these amazing channeled ideas and channeled messages that they have been sharing with you. Okay, woo, that's so exciting. So let's take a look at your tea leaf oracle cards now. These are gonna be perhaps some major events in the month of March or things to look out for. And you guys actually have an astral house card. This is like an area of your life. Ooh, success. So I can already see how this very likely ties in with what we were talking about earlier. Your star family has shared with you a divinely guided idea that is going to bring a lot of success, abundance, and fulfillment into your life, okay? So any of you guys who have a really big dream for a project, a really big dream for your life, you will be successful in it. Apple, temptation will test you. And clouds, temporary problems. This makes a lot of sense. And I feel like this is basically reiterating what we were just talking about. So I'll try not to make this part too long or repeat myself too much. But I feel like a lot of you guys who chose this pile, you are struggling with having the discipline to bring these ideas into the physical world, to really put in the work and get things moving. And this is what I see with the temptation. It's like the temptation to stay in your comfort zone, or the temptation to procrastinate, the temptation for instant gratification, you know, like watching videos or watching shows or doing something else instead that doesn't require that much effort or brain power. Things like this could be kind of tempting you. So maybe some of you guys have been struggling a little bit with motivation and procrastination, but it's there, okay? Even if you guys feel like this cloudy energy right now, that brilliant sun is still there just behind the clouds. So you guys are not lazy. You are incredibly brilliant. You are incredibly talented and capable. We just have to remove these clouds so that you and the people around you and the world can see how brilliant you are. I feel like you guys just need a better structure in place, or a better routine in place. Maybe you need to rid your space of these temptations, rid your space of these distractions, so that you can really get to work. But this is just temporary, okay? And I think that this is something, if you really put an effort into it, you can change your habits very quickly. Because even within the month of March, I see you guys being successful. I see you guys getting the ball rolling. So there's absolutely nothing to worry about. You're developing very healthy habits this month, and your star family is extremely proud of you. You're gonna see results very quickly with this. Okay, so let's get into your specific areas now. We're gonna look at love and relationships, career and studies, and spirituality and personal growth. And I have a tarot card and an oracle card for each. So starting with love, we have the King of Pentacles and Door to Spirit. These have images on both sides, so it was already flipped over. But wow, King of Pentacles, what a beautiful card. So this is telling us that in all of your relationships in the month of March, both romantic and platonic, you are surrounded by people who are very loyal and reliable and who genuinely care about you, okay? So you are in very good hands. You will be supported in your endeavors, and I think your guides are even suggesting that you could rely on your friends or rely on your significant other, if you have one, to keep you accountable and to keep you on the right path. I think they would be very happy and very enthusiastic in supporting you in that way. Some of you guys this month, this is a random specific message, some of you guys are getting a very beautiful and heartfelt gift from a friend or from a significant other, again, if you have one. And even if you don't have a significant other, but there's somebody that you like, it could very well be this person who is getting you this gift. Some of you guys are going to receive a gift from your person of interest and be very surprised because of the amount of thought that they put into it and how sweet it is. Maybe you weren't expecting that from them. Maybe you didn't know that you guys were at this level yet. And then they come forward with this beautiful, thoughtful gift. And you're like, oh, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that you cared that much. Like, they put so much time and effort into it. And maybe that kind of gives you a wake-up call, if that's the right word, of how much this person really cares about you. For those of you who do like someone, have a crush on someone, or have been trying to get somebody's attention, this month they will start to notice you. This month they will start to look your way, pay more attention to you, and be more interested in what you're doing. this might tie in with you guys really getting your stuff together and starting to work towards your goals. This could cause your person of interest to take notice of you and start to be interested and impressed by what you are doing. And maybe they'll start to ask you questions about how you got into this and where do you see this going. I think it's so cool that you're into this. This can even be like an icebreaker for you and your person of interest. But all of your relationships are going to be incredibly supportive and incredibly strong and stable in this month of March. Whether you are with someone in a committed relationship or you want to be with someone in a committed relationship, your guides want you to know that this person, you can really trust them. This person really does care about you. They want the best for you, and they're going to show that with their actions. They're going to prove this to you. The person that you're thinking about or the person that you're with has potential to be around for a very, very long time. And the same for your friends. So the friends that you guys currently have in your life, they will be in your life for a very long time. You guys are going to be with each other as you grow and evolve and reach your respective successes, make your respective dreams come true. You guys have been very blessed, very blessed in the relationship department. And then we have this door to spirit, which is really cool because this is showing an opportunity for you guys to start to open up more about your spirituality with a person of interest or with a significant other. And they're going to be receptive to the things that you share with them. So you guys may even be surprised with how this is received. Like, for example, let's say you read your own tarot cards and then you tell your person of interest about it and you think, they're going to be like, oh, you really believe in that? Or you think they're just going to be like, cool, and change the subject. But maybe your person of interest says, oh, can you do a reading for me? Or, they ask you something like this. They start to ask you more questions about your spiritual journey. Maybe you think that somebody is your soulmate. You feel like you've had a past life with them. And then when you open up about your spirituality, this person says by themselves to you, do you think we had a past life together? Or something like this. So they are kind of validating your spirituality and taking an active role in it. And because of that, you feel more safe to open up to this person. You feel more free to be yourself, okay? So this is really, really nice. Really nice reading for love and relationships. Now let's get into career and studies. There's Judgment and Broken Heart. And oh my gosh, the other side of this is crazy. All right, so Judgment and Broken Heart. There are two things coming through with this, okay? So I'll just go through both of them in order. First message is for those of you who are currently waiting for a result or you're expecting to hear back about something in March, like a job application or a school application or an audition, something like that. I think that what you are waiting for, you might get the negative result. You might not get the result that you were hoping for. I totally understand if you guys don't want to claim this message, but I actually think that you guys will be dodging a bullet. So if you're not getting something or if you're getting a message of rejection, this is going to be for the best. When I turned this card over, I got kind of freaked out by this guy. I don't know. He looks very overpowering. Like, he is so bright. He's burning up the whole sky and he's making the ground all dry and cracked up. If you guys had gotten accepted, if you guys had gotten the result that you originally wanted, you may have ended up working for or working under somebody who is extremely overbearing, overpowering, controlling, egotistical, abrasive, like this kind of person who believes that, I'm the leader and you guys need to submit to me and what I say goes no matter what. This kind of person who just squishes over everybody else. You may have ended up in the palm of this person's hand in a very controlling situation. So I think if you guys are receiving a rejection, you're actually being freed from this unpleasant situation, or you're being protected from this unpleasant situation. Whatever situation you would have ended up in, it would take away a lot of your freedom. It would take away a lot of your authentic expression and what is best for your own interests. So any of you guys, if this does end up coming true and you do receive a rejection in the month of March, please remember that you are being protected from something. Of course, it's okay to feel sad and grieve that loss, but I hope that you can remember in the back of your mind that you may have seriously dodged a bullet. The other message for you guys, if you're not waiting for any results, you guys may be moving up in your career, so leaving something behind. Maybe you are leaving behind a job to go to a new job, go into a new department. Maybe you're graduating from school, or maybe you are moving for school or work. So you're kind of leveling up. And this is very exciting, of course. This is very happy. But I think you guys might also feel a little bit of bittersweetness and a little bit of sadness for leaving behind whatever you're leaving behind. Even if you have been saying until now, like, I can't wait to get out of this job, or I can't wait to get out of school, I can't wait to move, whatever it might be, when the moment actually comes and it's time to pack up and leave, you might actually start to feel sad. You might actually start to feel like, oh, I'm actually going to miss this place. I'm going to miss these people. And so it is a bit of a bittersweet moment. And in that case as well, let yourself be sad. It's totally okay. I feel like all transitions are bittersweet in some way. But remember, if you start to feel like it was a mistake to move on or to move up, that is your mind playing tricks on you. That may be your mind trying to keep you in your comfort zone. So allow yourself to feel the bittersweet emotions, but also remember that it is time for you guys to progress. It is time for you guys to move up to the next level. Okay, so finally, let's get into your cards about spirituality and personal growth. There's the Ace of Swords and the Thinking Woman. And I noticed that we have the number 47, which adds up to 11. So you guys have 1 and 1, 1 here. And it makes sense. So you guys are very smart, okay? We have the Thinking Woman here, and we also have the Swords card, which has to do with truth, mental clarity, anything related to the mind and intellect. So you guys are very analytical as well. You're very good at analyzing people and situations, and you might have a tendency to do that. But I feel like this part of the reading is warning against overthinking or overanalyzing. And I feel like intelligence is a blessing and a curse, because we can think about something from so many different angles, from such a long time, and that can actually be a very useful trait in the 3D world, and it can even be a useful trait when it comes to spirituality as well. But I think what your guides are warning about here is your tendency to steamroll, might be the word, steamroll over your intuition and your epiphanies with this tendency to overthink, with this tendency to analyze. You guys, remember, your crown chakra and your third eye chakra are very active. You can get downloads, you can get answers at the drop of a hat. You can get instant answers about a person, about a situation, about a solution. And this part of the reading is about trusting those initial gut reactions. And that can be difficult because of your tendency to overthink. It can also be difficult because as an intelligent person, you are logical and rational. And sometimes when we get these immediate gut feelings about something, our logical mind doesn't accept it, because our logical mind says, okay, well, where did that come from? You have no evidence of this out in the world. You can't just pull something out of your head and say that it's true. So sometimes I think your intelligence and your intellect kind of gets in the way of your psychic abilities. So it's not about completely shutting out this part of you, but there is a need to find balance so that this thinking woman doesn't rip this sword out of your hands. Keep being your logical and analytical self, because that is a beautiful asset to have. But at the same time, allow yourself to honor and trust your intuitive gut feelings. You guys are the type of person, like, the first thought that you have is the right one. So if you meet a person and immediately you're like, I don't like this person, I have a bad vibe from them. But then you get to know them and you're like, you know what? No, actually they seem pretty nice. That wasn't very nice of me to judge them so quickly. You start to get in your head about it, and I should give everybody a chance and this and that. And then what happens? The person ends up backstabbing you. The person ends up doing something very problematic, very questionable, and you knew it all along. You guys are this type of person. You know right away, like, if something is good or bad, if someone is good or bad. And I feel like moving forward, if you guys are able to trust that more, it's going to do wonders in your life. It's going to save you from a lot of trouble. It's going to help you escalate to success very quickly. It's going to help you find the right connections very quickly. So this part here, it's about finding the perfect balance between these two sides of your mind, because we don't want to completely shut out either of them, but find a way that they can coexist and find a way that they can both really serve us in life. Okay, so I'm going to end your reading there. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye! Hi, number threes. So this reading is for those of you who were drawn to the Angelite. This is going to be a reading for March 2021. Now, just before we get into the cards, for this pile in particular, I do have an intuitive message to give you. Your guides are saying if there is some decision that you are struggling to make right now, like you're not sure which path you should take, you don't need to make this decision just yet. When it's time for you to make this decision, you will be 100% sure about it. Whether this is just a matter of you thinking about it for a little longer or you receiving some more necessary information, your guides are going to make sure that you reach a place where you feel very certain before you are called to take any sort of action. So this is not something that you're meant to dive into when you still have some uncertainty. So either sleep on it a little bit more or just wait for some more information. Okay, so let's get into your cards now. And for the first oracle card, you guys actually got two when I was shuffling, and these are going to show us your main theme or the main energy for the month of March. The first one is empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. And the great severing, wow, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. So it's interesting that you guys got two cards that came out together, and their messages seem to go quite well together, because we have this card that is talking about you absorbing energy that does not belong to you. And then we have this card that is talking about anger, frustration, irritability, conflict. So it definitely seems like you guys have been absorbing some of the negative energy that is around you. If you guys have been feeling kind of in a rut with your mood, maybe you have felt more stressed, you get irritated or angry more easily, you get tired more easily. If you're starting to find yourself, thinking pretty negatively and even pessimistic at times when that is just not you at all, these cards are affirming to you that you are picking this up from somewhere or someone else. So the you that you have been, the mood that you have been in, is not really you. You guys, because you are empaths, you need to be careful about this, because you are extra sensitive to picking up other people's energies. And this month you may want to think about distancing yourself from certain people in your life Or this can even go beyond personal relationships. This can go to public figures that you are following, certain accounts that you're following, certain news that you are following, or media that you are consuming. You might need to cut ties with that as well, because what I'm seeing for you guys is that you guys don't just absorb this energy directly from somebody that is next to you, but you can also absorb it through time and space. So something that happened completely far away from you, even if it happened, months ago, if you come into contact with that emotion, you can absorb some of it. So you have to be very careful. And I feel like, this kind of stuff will affect you more than the average person. Somebody might be able to, log in and see something quite negative, quite emotionally charged and upsetting, and they say, wow, that sucks. And then they log off and they go about their day. But with you guys, I feel like it can really stick to you. It can really linger. So you might have to do some cleansing rituals more often than most people. Maybe sage your space more frequently or take healing baths more frequently. Whatever it is that you guys are able to do to clear your space. If you don't have any equipment, so to speak, or items to do this, then you can set the intention for your angels to clear your space. Imagine them surrounding you and bathing you with a white light, and this will cleanse your energy. So the month of March for you guys, this is a month of cleansing. You can also use guided meditations on YouTube to protect your space and to cleanse your energy and to cut any energetic cords. If you guys don't have, items on hand like sage or crystals or whatever it might be, okay? But cleansing is the theme for you guys in March. So let's look at your tea leaf oracle cards. These can show us some more specific events that will be happening or things to look out for in the month of March. Hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance. Eagle, triumph over troubles, obstacles. And mice, discord among friends or family. It's interesting how you got an eagle and mice, because I think eagles eat mice, right? It seems like they would, but I just thought of, there's this discord among friends and family, and then the eagle is eating the mice, so essentially you are triumphing over this discord, if that makes sense. Some of you guys, your problem is getting too involved with your friends and family's problems. Some of your friends and family might actually take you for granted in this way. Like when things get hard for them, they just expect you to fix it. They just expect you to help them, sorry. And you guys might feel a sense of responsibility to help them. And so this pulling away, even though you know that you need to do it, it could be actually difficult because of course you care about these people. And so perhaps you're thinking that if you don't help them, then they're really going to be in trouble. They're not going to be able to find their way. But I want to tell you guys that cutting this tie from them and distancing yourself, in fact, could be doing them a huge favor. Because maybe they will never realize that they can help themselves, that they can figure it out on their own, unless you say no, unless you separate yourself from the situation. Sure, they might be a little bit upset or a little bit disappointed in the moment, but your guides are saying that this will not get in the way of your relationship. They will come around, they will realize that they can figure this out on their own or with the help from somebody else, and they will realize that they have been asking too much of you. So it's going to be okay. This is not, you enforcing your boundaries is not going to create any sort of lasting conflict. It's not going to create any hard feelings in the relationships. So your guides want you to rest assured, okay? It's completely within your right to say no or to step away. And it's almost like the universe is saying to you, like, what makes you think I don't have a plan for them? Like, just because you're not the one to help, it doesn't mean that this person is not going to find the help that they need. So it's also about trusting. Just like we trust that the universe has a plan for us, we also need to trust that the universe has a plan for our loved ones and that they are going to be okay. And it's not our responsibility to find that. It's the universe's job to help them out. Now, let's talk about this family as well, because for some of you, this discord might be with family members, as this card suggests, and that's a little bit more tricky because oftentimes we cannot distance ourselves from family in the way that we can distance ourselves from friends, and it's a bit less likely that we would have the intention of, completely severing ties with a family member. So some of you guys may be thinking, how am I supposed to distance myself, or how am I supposed to cut off from my family? They're my family. I can't leave them. I can't walk away. Or maybe you're living under the same roof with them, and that makes it very difficult. In this case, this hand is letting us know that the universe is going to help you find an amicable and peaceful way to resolve this conflict. So please don't worry about it. You are going to be in good hands with the universe this month, and any tension, any discomfort that you've been feeling with your personal relationships, there is going to be a peaceful resolution for you. Okay, so let's get into your more specific areas now. We're going to look at love and relationships, career and studies, and spirituality and personal growth. And I have a tarot card and an oracle card for each. So starting with love, you guys have the Knight of Cups, which is amazing, and the second chakra with Archangel Ariel, which is the sacral chakra. So this was already flipped over because there's actually images on both sides, but it came out like this. So with the Knight of Cups here, this is definitely a message about romantic love. Recently, I made the decision for this love section of the monthly readings to be about all kinds of love, both romantic and platonic, but there is definitely a message for romantic love for you guys, okay? So if you don't currently have a person of interest, this can indicate somebody coming forward and confessing their feelings to you, or you developing feelings for somebody. So this would be the emergence of some romantic feelings. If you already have a person of interest, then this will indicate them making some sort of romantic offering to you. So they are offering a relationship, they're offering a commitment or something of this nature. And the way that they approach you, it could be quite sentimental, quite sweet and affectionate. So the way that they propose this to you, it's really going to melt your heart. I just got a specific message that some of you guys, you and your person of interest are gonna have like a song. Like there's a song that you share with them or that they share with you, and it becomes your song. And that's a memory that you're gonna make in the month of March. There's also a specific message that some of you guys, your significant other or person of interest is going to be letting you meet their friends in March. Or you could be meeting the significant other of your friend. It could go either way. But there's something about significant others and friends, like the worlds are merging, if that's the right way to put it. And then if you guys are already in a committed relationship, then you can expect your partner to be incredibly sweet, thoughtful, caring, and affectionate with you. If they're already like that all the time, then they might be opening up to you a little bit more, becoming more vulnerable. So letting you see a little bit more of that soft and sensitive side. They could be opening up to you about something very emotional, something about their past, or, a very deep desire for their future. But you'll feel like your bond is getting closer. You'll feel like your connection has become more intimate, because we have the second chakra here as well, or the sacral chakra, and this is about intimacy. So this is about bonds becoming closer. This is about revealing your deepest and truest selves to each other. This can also be about sensual and sexual energy. So you guys may be enjoying this kind of attraction or this kind of experience in the month of March as well. And finally, if you guys are creative, if you guys are artists, then love and romance and your relationships could really be inspiring what you make in the month of March. Okay, so next let's take a look at your career and studies. there's the Two of Pentacles and wow, the Two of Pentacles and the Sun. So the first thing I want to say for you guys is that your guides want to give you a huge pat on the back, a huge round of applause for how hard you have been working. I see a lot of you guys have been working on more than one thing, and you've been doing a really good job at juggling, at multitasking, and at really giving everything your best effort. So maybe some of you guys are working 2 jobs, or you are simultaneously going to school and working a job. Some of you guys might have a day job that you work to support yourself, and then you're working on your own business or working on a creative project or working on your activism on the side. Some of you guys may have family members that you take care of. So it's like you guys are doing a lot. You're doing a lot, you're balancing, and you're really handling the pressure. And your guides are very, very proud of you. Now, what's going to happen in the month of March is that people are going to start taking notice. So you guys, you've been hustling, you've been putting in the work, and now it's like in March, you have an audience. There's these people who are looking at you. Now, because they're up in the balconies, it's kind of giving me the feeling of higher ups. Not to say that they're better than you or anything like that, but they may have, you know, a higher position, or they have more resources than you. And so they're looking and seeing what you're doing. And because they're so impressed by how hard you've been working, they're going to agree to help you out or to make you an offer. I want to congratulate you on behalf of your guides. So your guides want to congratulate you because even when nobody was looking, you still put in the work. So you're not doing this to, you know, impress anybody or get attention. Even if that is a result of the work that you're doing, it's like, it's not what has driven you. So when nobody's watching, when nobody's there to hold you accountable, and when you're not getting the results, you're still going, you're still putting in the work. So you guys have been really consistent, really perseverant, and really humble and grounded as well. And so your guides are really, really congratulating you for that. So this could be like your boss noticing what a great job you've done and giving you a raise or giving you a promotion. I'm also getting investors very heavily, like some of you guys, like your business is going to be invested in, or a very big platform is going to approach you and say like, you should come on our platform and share your message with us. Like you're getting noticed by the right people, and they're going to help lift you up to these balconies. Wow. The Sun, this is amazing because this is about manifestation. This is similar to the Sun in tarot, but it's about a happy outcome. It's about celebrating yourself, and it's about your dreams and desires manifesting. So whatever you guys are trying to manifest right now, in your job, in your studies, in your business, in your creativity, in any personal goal that you may have, this manifestation is coming in March. Not something similar to it, not something that is not quite it, but it's going to lead there. This is this is exactly it. This is the end outcome that you have been dreaming of, the opportunity or the offer or the exposure or the recognition or the money or all of the above that you have been dreaming of. Some of you guys are releasing. That's the word that's coming to mind, releasing something that you've been working on, such as publishing a book or releasing a song or launching a website, something like this. Something you've been working on is being released, and now it's in the public eye, and it's being received very, very well. So whatever you guys are up to, this is an amazing, amazing month for career and personal goals. Yes. Okay, so finally, we'll take a look at your cards for spirituality and personal growth. We have the 8 of Pentacles and attachment. So the 8 of Pentacles is about a skill or a talent or a job that you have. there is something that you guys are very, very good at. Maybe it's what you're known for. Maybe it's what you're doing here. And it's very close to your heart. You guys are very proud of it. Maybe you've been doing this for a very long time. And it's sort of like anybody who knows you, they will kind of like associate you with this. And with this message of attachment, I feel like the message here for you is to be careful not to let your talents or your projects or your job or whatever it may be careful not to let that completely define you or become your whole identity. For a lot of you guys, because there is a child on this card, the way it came out, there isn't one on this side. This is more like the traditional Eight of Pentacles. But here, because it came out this way, maybe a lot of you guys have been investing in this since you were a child or since you were quite young. It could even be, you know, a job or a talent that your parents had, and so you've watched them do it growing up. Maybe growing up, many adults told you that this is what you're going to do when you're older, or this is what you should do when you're older. And so over the years, it has kind of become a big part of your identity. And I think this part of the reading is kind of warning, don't reach a point where you're unable to detach from it or disconnect from it. So like if I use myself as an example, it's like if I start to think of myself as KINO Tarot, like I'm always being KINO Tarot, and I forget that I'm also Carrie, like I'm also this human on the side. And what can kind of happen, I think what the danger is here is that, you know, our job is like a separate entity, or our talent is like a separate entity, and it's going to have its ups and downs. There's going to be times where it's going well and everybody is celebrating it. And then there's going to be times where it's slower and less people are taking notice, and maybe we have some failures. And it's really important that you have a healthy detachment from it so that you don't correlate the ups and downs of your career or of your talent with your own personal worth or your own personal identity. So, you know, if one day your business takes a nosedive, or if one day you put something out and people don't like it, it has no bearing on how you view yourself or how you value yourself, because you're this separate entity, you're this separate human who is still amazing and worthy and beautiful. And so you can just, you know, process it in a healthy way. Like, oh, I guess people didn't like that. I'll try again with my next project. And it's not like, oh my God, people hate me, I'm a failure. You know, you don't fall down this rabbit hole, I guess. I hope that that is making sense. But just try to remember in this month of March, like, I don't know, you are not Sarah the doctor. You're just Sarah. You're not Ethan the pilot. You're just Ethan. You're just Harry, okay? I'm sorry, that was a terrible joke. Anyway, I'm gonna end your reading there. Thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!